The chief of staff held my face, kissed me, and stuck his tongue in my mouth.
Did you know that Congress has been using your tax dollars to secretly settle sexual harassment claims? We're talking about $17 million of public money hushed up, swept under the rug, and used to protect politicians from the consequences of their actions. According to the Office of Compliance, which was set up in 1995 under the Congressional Accountability Act, in 2002 and 2007, those tallies topped several $1 million. Who are they covering for? Why are they so desperate to keep this quiet? And most importantly, why aren't they in jail? This isn't speculation. These are real payouts funded by you, the taxpayer, to cover up sexual misconduct and discrimination claims inside the US government. And now, there's a growing movement demanding that the names behind these payouts be exposed. For decades, Congress has operated a secret settlement fund through the Office of Congressional Workplace Rights, OCWR. This fund has paid out at least $17 million since 1997 to settle over 300 cases involving everything from sexual harassment to racial discrimination and wrongful termination. In 2017, Democratic Representative Jackie Speier came for the first time discussing with the public in vivid details her allegations of sexual harassment and assault she experienced as a young congressional staffer, calling Congress a breeding ground for a hostile work environment.
That's why I'm reaching out to congressional staff and to former congressional staff to share their Me Too Congress stories, if they feel comfortable in doing so. There is nothing to fear in telling the truth. And it's time to throw back the curtain on the repulsive behavior that until now has thrived in the dark without consequences.
In response, Congress passed a reform bill in 2018 to address harassment, but did it really change anything? Not much. The previous rules got tweaked, but real accountability was still missing, and that list of lawmakers accused of misconduct was never released. In the end, the ones in power kept things just as quiet as before. Republican representatives like Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene are now demanding the full release of names linked to these hush money settlements. They argue that taxpayers deserve transparency. Why should public money be used to protect powerful politicians from the consequences of their own behavior? If an average citizen was accused of sexual misconduct in the workplace, they wouldn't have a multi-million-dollar fund to quietly make the problem go away. So, why does Congress? The Office of Congressional Workplace Rights has refused to release any details about who received these settlements, claiming privacy concerns. But let's be honest, this isn't about privacy. It's about protecting powerful people who don't want their crimes exposed. Taxpayers should never have been forced to foot the bill to secretly bail out harassers in the first place. This renewed demand for transparency follows the release of a House Ethics Committee report accusing former Republican Florida Representative Matt Gaetz of using illegal drugs and paying tens of thousands of dollars for sex, including with a minor. This controversial release of the report came after Gaetz resigned from Congress. After that, Gaetz has vehemently denied the allegations and has in turn proposed a plan to expose the individuals involved in harassment settlements, briefly returning to Capitol Hill for the sole purpose of exposing those on the secret list. An important thing to note is that subscribing to the channel now will keep you informed on key topics related to crypto, economics, and politics, things that could directly impact you. Something that is ironic and maybe even hilarious for some is the fact that this Office of Congressional Workplace Rights was established by a legislation signed into law by President Bill Clinton on January 23, 1995, and was enacted to ensure that congressional employees had similar rights and protections by being responsible for enforcing workplace protections, such as anti-discrimination laws, labor rights, and health and safety standards within Congress. Bill Clinton and people related to him have been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple people. In fact, Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet, known as the Lolita Express, at least 26 times between 2002 and 2003. We've seen members of Congress publicly resign or face scandals over sexual misconduct allegations. But what about the ones we never hear about? How many names have been scrubbed from history because of this secret slush fund? Apparently, sexual misconduct is no crime until you get caught. In the private sector, companies that cover up harassment claims can face massive lawsuits, fines, and criminal charges. But in Washington, they get a taxpayer-funded bailout. And let's not forget, These aren't small sums of money. Some settlements exceed six figures. Lawmakers pushing for transparency are facing resistance from inside Congress, and if history tells us anything, it's that those in power won't give up their secrets without a fight. The fact that this fund exists at all is a national disgrace. Politicians should not be able to use your money to cover up their crimes. So, who are they hiding? Let me know what you think in the comments and hit the like button. That helps us continue creating content for you. That's all for today. Stay curious, stay hodling, and I'll see you in the next one.